Family, we are back again. If you are already here, what do? You support us by hitting the like button, subscribing to be part of this amazing family, right? You are not going to regret it. Anyway, Air France has given notice to Mali that they are closing permanently. This happened after they knock to come back into the Sahel. And the three leaders stood firm with solid decision, laying out conditions before they can come back. Ibrahim Traoré, Abdurrahman Tiani. When it comes to, the leader of Mali, Assimi Goïta, his case with this particular Air France is completely different. It's the firmest stand ever. But family, what exactly is going on? Air France is losing a lot of money. Anyway, let's break down what exactly is going on between Air France and the Alliance of Sahel States, because it has become a thing. Some people were even removed from their post, and then some people were replaced because of these people. People lose their job because of these Air France in Mali in particular. The government have to remove some people from office because they make some decisions to favor Air France, which the government was not pleased at the time. So this is a serious conversation we are going to have, and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. I'll make sure that I give you all the detail. Now, in July, this whole thing started in July and August 2023 thereabout. Air France suspended all flights to Bamako, Ouagadougou, and Niamey. They themselves just wake up and say, oh yeah, hey, we are moving out. What is the reason why you are moving out? Hold on.
God have mercy upon us.
This, their movement was triggered by the military takeover in the three Sahel countries, especially in Niger, somewhere July 2023, thereabout, which led Niger to practically close its airspace because at that particular time, they were threatened by ECOWAS, African Union, and, these type of things, international communities and all. So they closed their airspace at the time. But this is not something against Air France, by the way. And this is not even the reason why Air France is leaving, by the way. At that time, Air France was a major carrier in this particular region. According to report I have here, 7 weekly flights to Bamako, 5 to Ouagadougou, 4 to Niamey. All of that stopped almost overnight in the life of Air France because they were following blindly their own government, by the way. So they were making a lot of money from this. Now, this isn't just about the airspace closure, because I watched some Western journalists and panelists are trying to link this conversation to the fact that the airspace was closed, which is the reason why, So they were not trying to take responsibility. They were diverting attention. But that wasn't the case. The closure actually came in the middle of much more bigger collapse. Military takeovers in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger between 2020 and 2023 had already, we know that story. It has already pushed relations between this government and France into a sharp decline already, completely. So the exit of Air France has become one more symbol of breakdown between the government of the Sahel and the government of France. Now, Air France tried their possible best to come back more than once, more than 2, more than 3 times, countless times to come back to the Sahel. Because when you look at the kind of money, amount of money they are losing from the Sahel, and others are coming in to fill their space, is huge. So they were trying to come back. In October 2023, for example, Mali's Civil Aviation Authority actually granted Air France permission to resume flight to Bamako. That authorization was cancelled within the space of 48 hours by the government, and the official who approved this authorization was removed from his post immediately. That is how serious the situation is. By December 2024, Air France CEO, the CEO of Air France, the name is Annie Rijaya. She explained to Jeune Afrique, Jeune Afrique, they are this type. She explained to Jeune Afrique that the airline wanted to return to Mali and into the Sahel because Mali in particular is an important market to them. But she was also clear that they need authorization from the authority. And so for now, they don't have that authorization. They are still knocking the door. Now, the Sahel layout condition, if you want to come, it is not a big deal, right? If you want to come, it is not a big deal. These are the conditions. This is where the whole conversation becomes very, very specific. Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, laid out his condition strictly and directly. He said, look, for our country's position, France has already classified Ouagadougou as a red zone, a high-risk travel destination. Our position and our stand is simple. Other airlines keep flying into Burkina Faso without any issues. So far, so good. So if Air France want to come back, it's not a big deal. France has to formally reclassify the country from red zone to green zone first. Then you can come in. Traoré made this statement in March 2025.
Those who painted Burkina Faso in red, automatically the next day, or in any case a few days later, Air France said it would not come to Burkina Faso because it's red. Even Ouagadougou there, it's just war. That's it, right? We said there is no problem. You're free not to come to Burkina, but you are not the best airline in the world. If other airlines continue to come, it means you are liars, since other airlines continue to come to Burkina Faso. Brussels comes, Turkish comes, Ethiopian, all the other airlines keep coming. It shows that the imperialists are very strong. They invent their guidelines and get some of their companies to follow them to give truth to their lie. Since they lied that Burkina is in a red zone, and they get Air France to follow the lie to make it appear to the world that it is really a red zone. That's why their company even refuses to come. There is no problem. We say the other companies will work. Their lie did not succeed. Sometime later, they come back to ask to resume flights.
What? If it has turned green, you need to rewrite that it has turned green, and I will take it back.
Family, Niger has gone a bit further. For Niger, it banned all French aircraft from overflying its territory entirely. They don't want problem. This ban is another firm stance against Air France. Now, for Mali on the other side, Mali's position has been very firm. If you are not able to meet the demand, the simple demand of Traoré, which says that your government should just not to retract, but to reclassify our zone from red zone to green zone because other flights are coming in. When they left, they realized that other flights are coming in and doing business, and they are filling the gap that they left. They feel like if they go, it's going to create tension in the system. It's just to send a signal, all right? But all of a sudden, others are coming in and they are doing business with the people. The flights are coming in and going, and there's no problem. Change it from red zone to green zone. You are not able to do that. Me, from my side, Mali's position, I see me go it. I said, look, we are not going to even have this conversation with you. So Mali, the president refused to actually engage them in anything that has to do with their coming back or not. Apart from that brief authorization which happened in 2023, where it was cancelled within the space of 48 hours, where the person who even authorized that, the person was removed from his post immediately. From then up to now, they are not ready to even engage them in the first place to begin with. They don't want anything to do with them. They shut the door completely. So the relationship currently has hit a complete new low this month. On June 15, 2026, Air France notified its local partner in Mali that they are permanently closing their commercial representative office in Bamako because effective 30th June, that place will be closed. Going forward, any assistance for Mali-based travel agencies will be handled remotely through an online help desk. This is the reflection of the tension between Air France and Mali currently and in the entire Sahel, because they got to realize that they knock and looking at the stance of the government, it is not going to work. Financial cost to Air France has been very, very significant. According to reports, the airline reported losing more than 65 million euros in revenue from suspending these three routes. And in this, what is their headache is that the gap has been partly filled by other carriers. Have the Turkish airline and then the rest coming in to fill that gap, because that's money you left right there. You said the place is not safe. All right, we are in, and then they are collecting this one. So Air France right now, they have redirected their capacity towards Abidjan, Dakar, Cotonou instead. But it's not filling that gap. That is a huge gap. 65 million euro is a huge money that they are losing right there. Now you ask yourself, if it is not pride and agenda to paint the people black and scare people, What is wrong? Because you see people coming in, other flights are operating in that zone, and there's no problem. Just to make announcement that the place is no longer a red zone. It is now green zone, because the leaders of the Sahel, Burkina Faso leader made it clear that all the media houses that broadcast that Burkina Faso, the Sahel is a red zone, all of them, they need to, France has to make sure that all of these media houses, they rebroadcast that it is now green zone, because it is only red zone for them. Why? They are trying to scare people away. But one of the things they did in the past, which they are not reading the pattern, is that whenever they put fear out in the system like that, before you realize, somehow anyhow, others are coming in to fill the gap. They forgot that they are not the only people again. You see, they forgot that we have passed that era where, they are the only people and people deal with them. Now, everybody is diversing. People want to do business and all that. So they didn't see this coming. Others are coming in to fill that gap that you left there. Because if yesterday you say you are going because the place is a red zone, and your government made it clear that the place is a red zone, and everybody know that the place is a red zone, now you left. So if you are trying to come back, it means that the place is now a green zone. If the place is not green zone, you will not want to come back. You want to damage the people, but you don't want to actually take responsibility also and communicate the right thing. If you are coming back today, it means the place is green. If the place is red, will you come? No, ask any airline. If they say this place is a red zone, they will not want to operate there. But somehow you want to come back. Okay, re-announce the green, this thing. You now have the green light. Okay, let everybody know that it's now green. That is a problem. That is the reason why, coming back is becoming a problem. That is the only condition layout. Those who want to come and do business, you have scared them. Those who want to come and invest, you scare them. Tourists who want to come in, you scare them. But surprisingly, the story has changed in their favor. That place has become a destination where people are going these days, especially Burkina Faso. Can you see how many people are going to Burkina Faso? They want to see, because Burkina Faso has become the center of attraction in Africa and beyond. So people are coming in and going, partnership. People saw opportunity. They are coming in. It became a thing that surprises them. They would never expected it like that. People are going there more than before. So that is money they are losing right there. I said it in my video when they left. I said it in my video that the reason why they left is simple. They leaving send a high signal to all international partners and people who want to go to Burkina Faso. It is a way to isolate the Sahel with fear. It is a way to isolate Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso with fear. So people will be afraid to go in there. But surprisingly, the road has become busy. With or without you, we are fine. Now you want to come back, my brother, you need to go and undo the damage. I don't know how many of you, I don't know the French. I don't know how many of you, let me de-escalate the tension a little bit. I don't know how many of you watch the French media these days. They were talking about Sonko a lot, the prime minister, the former prime minister of Senegal. Sonko was asked on an interview about Senegal and France match. And he said, they asked him who is going to win and whatever his opinion on that. He said, look, France versus Senegal, it is a match between African versus Africa. Whoever wins, it is Africa that wins. That is a huge sarcastic statement. Because when you look at the French national team, football team, black is African. Is African. You understand? They know we are strong and then we have the capacity. He's African. Yeah, so it's African versus African. So for him, whoever wins is Africa that wins. That statement has become a whole conversation on the Francophone chat on daily basis. They are talking about it. It has frustrated them. It's a thing that it has eaten them. I don't know why, but it is a fact that he stated right there. He actually passed a loud message right there. But anyway, family, this is what is going on between Air France and the Sahel. That is the new load they have gotten right now. After watching the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and be part of this awesome family. All right, see you in the next episode. Respect.